the 29th. I keep thinking it's Wednesday the 22nd. I think I'm trying to give ourselves an extra week, which would be awesome because let's face it, every month goes quicker than the one before. But my name is Colleen Magnus, and you are Creating with Colleen today. I come to you live every Wednesday on my YouTube page where you take a break and watch me create. It's the middle of the week, the middle of the day, and I hope it's going very, very well for you. So I have to say I am a little bit excited. You know, Danny retired in August, and it's really taken us a while to figure this thing out. We still work just as much as before, him all around the house, in the, in the garage, wherever. Myself, of course, with my stamping. But one thing we've mastered, which I'm so thankful for, is in the morning we sit on the back porch, we have a cup of coffee, we just relax before we start our day, catch up with each other, and it is going well. I love it. We are having an amazing spring here in Virginia. The back porch is cleaned off, all the pollen is gone, and in the mornings, let me tell you what, it's my favorite place to be. So I'm glad you're with me. Let me boot up here. I like to keep my computer going so I can see what's going on the screen itself, and then I can welcome everybody here. But today we are going to create a card. It was a fold I had not created yet called the picnic table card. And the reason I believe it's called that is because, well, it looks like a picnic table. Very cool. Folds up in an envelope. You know, I'm all about those special folds. So this card was, I created it with my wonderful upline and dear friend, Melissa Ellis. I didn't change enough to call it my own card. I do a little bit of changing, but she's the one who came up with it. So thank you, Melissa. You get all the credit. Love your work. So I am going to, let's get started. Danny's out. It's quiet here. And I've got some running to do on this gorgeous day. So let's get started. I hope you're relaxing, and let me turn our camera down. Da-da-da. All righty. So I'll turn us down and around. But I do hope y'all are having a blessed day. Again, it's going well. It's been a nice morning, a nice easy day. I have bingo on Friday, so that's what I'll be doing, is out running, getting the last few things for that. And then I will really look forward to that because that's always a lot of fun. Oh, hey, Diane. I am happy to see me use this stamp set too. My immediate upline, Faith Clark, she was so sweet. As an incentive for earning the trip, she went ahead and bought this bundle for me. I didn't think I needed it, but who was I kidding? Absolutely love it. And I think anything you create with this, Diane, is going to be gorgeous. And I'm not saying that just because we live on the coast, on the East Coast. But Gwen, I'm glad you're here. Melinda from West Virginia, hello. And Carol from South Carolina. Oh, Gwen, you're in Georgia. Good for you. She's visiting a friend. Good for you. And you still found time to join me live. You're such a sweetheart. Oh, Chile, Ohio. Judy, really? Jody, really? It shouldn't be chilly. Although I will say our temps are gorgeous this week. Friday's supposed to be sunny and 74. So I think Danny and I are going to put the boat in the water and spend a little time on the water going for a ride. It'll be a perfect day for it. Patty, hello. And Kelnet, I don't know your name, but hello, I'm glad you're with me. And I do, Melinda, love this stamp set. Christina from New York, and Melinda, sunny and cool here in West Virginia. Well, at least it's dry. We had a couple days of rain over the Memorial Day weekend, and it was one of those things where it's like, it was gorgeous in the morning, and you think, oh, great, we could do this, this, and this. Then you look at your phone, and it's like, ugh, I don't know. It looks like the storms are coming, and then the storms would come. But all in all, still a very nice weekend. Yeah, Christine, this is on your wish list. Well, I'm going to tell you how you can save that also. A little trick after we get done with the embossing, I'm going to tell you because it's going to be going on sale. So anyways, this is the picnic card that I made with Melissa. I thought it was gorgeous. And basically, it opens like this. And the reason it's called a picnic card is because, look, picnic table card, because it looks like a picnic table. It really, really does. All we need is a couple chairs and we could sit and eat. So if you're wondering where you write the sentiment, it's on the back. and it closes like that. So it's going to fit in a standard envelope. But again, I'm a big fan of Melissa's work, and I'm so thankful we created this card together and that Faith bought me that bundle. Happy camper here, y'all. Definitely a happy camper. So when we get started here, let me show you what you're going to need, all your different pieces. Let me grab my pieces here. First, you are going to need a piece of smoky slate, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 2, 3 1/8, 5 3/8, and then 6.5. You probably can't see that so well, but they are scored lines, and you'll see when I fold it. Next, you're going to need a piece of 3 1/4 by 5.5 basic gray. You will need a piece of 3 by 5 1/4 inch pool party, and we are going to be embossing that with the So Swirly embossing folder, which is great with this beach set. And I'll be honest with you, I have seen a lot of people embossing just simply designer paper with that set, and it's gorgeous. It adds a really cool texture to it. Really, really nice. Then we have the Country Woods Designer Series paper. You are going to need 2 pieces of that, and that is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. Now the Country Woods Designer paper actually pairs up with that stinking cute birdhouse bundle. But let me tell you what, if that doesn't say Coastal Beach, I don't know what does. It's absolutely wonderful. For the back, we're going to do 2 by 5 1/4 inch basic white. And something I'm going to add, it's either going to be one of those things where I'll teach you what to do or I'll teach you what not to do, but I do want to try it. So that is going to be 2 other strips that are 7 1/8 by 5 1/4 inch basic white. You'll see what I'm going to do with that, and we'll see if it makes a big enough difference or not. And then I just have some extra pieces, but take a screenshot. These are the actual cut pieces that we are going to use for our card. So let me put these aside, all my little parts and pieces. And I think I'm going to do some of the embossing first so that you can see how a 3D hybrid embossing folder works, because that is what is actually in the Seaside Wishes. So in the bundle, you get the Seaside Wishes, which again is gorgeous. And I love when you have a card like this because it could be anything from sympathy to birthday to thinking of you. It's just a very generic, seashells are like flowers. They're very generic, but I think seashells are even better because it could be masculine or feminine. Then we have the 3D cut and emboss folder. So I'm going to show you how to use this just as an embossing folder, and then I'm going to show you how to make it a hybrid where it will emboss and cut at the same time. And then these are the dies that come with it. So actually, when it's a bundle, you can get the stamp set, by itself, but these two actually come together. It's a 3D Seaside Wishes hybrid embossing folder, and big words there. And so these two actually do come together, and you'll be glad that they do. Okay, let me just check in on my comments again. Had a couple people pop on. Patty, I'm glad you are here. Hey, Bonita. I know I love this set too. Kelly Netherland, thank you so much for your recent orders. I appreciate you, my dear. And you are in Richmond. We're not that far away. And Patty, hello from Cape Cod. Ooh, 59 degrees in Ohio. So that is kind of chilly, but still gorgeous. A gorgeous day. And I do too, Ruth. I love anything tropical or with the ocean. Although I'll tell you now, I am a lake person. I take the lake over the beach, but it is a tight second. Hope Brenda. Hope Diamond, Marilyn Ann's daughter. Very good. Hello, I'm glad you're here. And hello, Renee. Always good to see you. Okay, let me show you how this hybrid embossing folder works, in case you haven't seen it. So you have your folder, and let me grab my die cut machine right here. You'll be able to get this on sale soon too. So this is one of my favorite machines. I don't know how we ever created without it before. But you get the machine, then it comes with, you've got the base plate here. Then you have, I didn't take it out of the drawer, but I'm going to use it. This plate is actually what you're going to use when you're cutting just the dies. I'll set that aside for a moment. And then you have 2 clear plates that come with it. So the 2 plates and the clear plates in the machine, they all come together. Now, when you have a 3D embossing folder, you do have to purchase this separate, but I think it's only $11, and this is in the online exclusives. So that's where you will find this plate. But then, boy, oh boy, oh boy, does the world of creating open up to you. So if you want to just emboss with it, you're going to take your folder. You will take, let me get my white paper here. It's just like any 3D embossing folder. Now this is nice. It doesn't have anything that's really symmetrical, but if it did, you have a line that you could line that up at the bottom, but we don't have to because seashells are just nice and flowing all over. So you're going to take your base plate, you're going to take your embossing folder with your paper inside, and then you're going to take the 3D embossing plate. Always make sure they're nice and even going through, and then just when you crank through, you're going to have a beautiful, beautiful image. So I'll show you that. So there you have where you can just emboss it. This is a background to a card. Absolutely beautiful. Now to emboss and cut at the same time, what you're going to do is you're going to take your dies, trying to make sure you got it out here. You've got your dies, and y'all know my trick. If you're going to keep it on the cardstock, you definitely want to trace your dies so you know where they go. I never get them back the same way. If it's on, some of you will use the magnetic sheets, that's fine too. But these are the dies, but now I'll know that's how it's going to fit back in there. So I don't have to just throw it in the case. But what you're going to do here, when you feel your embossing folder, you want the raised, kind of the sharper edge here. And you are going to put this inside the folder. And you know it's the right side because it grabs. That's kind of raised up so you know that's in place. So now I will take my piece of cardstock. I'm going to lay it on top. And again, the cut edge is facing out. I'll put that on top. I'm going to close that. And I'm going to run it through again. So I'll just put that down. Put my 3D plate on top. And this time when I put it through, voila, where do you see this? I love it. When I open this up, my sand dollars are cut and embossed. So it actually saves you a step, but aren't those beautiful? Just love it. So that's what a hybrid folder does, is it cut and embosses at the same time. Now I did want to show, if you're new to the machine, you won't be for long, but with the cut and emboss machine, if you want to do just the regular dies, which I'm going to do this one here, you are going to have the base plate, and that's when you need this additional really, really thin plate here, because that's what we use with the dies. You need that little bit of an extra thickness. Then I'm just going to take one of the clear embossing plates. I will take a piece of cardstock, and of course I'm going to take my die, which I'll use this one here. And sometimes when I have something intricate like this, you can punch it out and it usually does just fine. But sometimes I just like to take a little piece of wax paper and I'll put it on here, and it's actually going to make all those little pieces pop out easier. And you don't have to do it every single time. Like if I did this once, I could do another 4 or 5, because believe it or not, that little bit of a waxy residue gets in there. And actually, it's really wild, but it will make it pop out much easier. So then I'll take my other clear plate. I'm going to put this on top. Again, make sure everything's smooth, because if your plates are not like completely like this, ooh, look at those wrinkly hands. All right, focus, focus. If your plates aren't completely like this, if they're like this, they will go through, but they will twist. And when they do, it can actually bend a fold, I mean, I could break a folder and actually bend a die. So always make sure that's nice and smooth going through. So then when I pull this out, I've got my little die there. Let me put this, I'm gonna slide that back because I didn't have my little metal tray here. And then when I pull this up, I can take my little picket tool, go over the front, all those little pieces come out, and actually, now isn't that cool? I also have a wax paper. We'll just blow that on the floor. Get out of the way. I have a little wax piece here that you could even play with that if you wanted to. But if not, see how everything pops out so easy? And a lot of that, again, is also with the Take-A-Pick tool. This is an extra accessory you can put on there, and then when you run over it, it just gets all those little pieces out. So that pretty much, you know, creates the sand dollars. Let me get all my die cutting stuff away. So, oh my goodness, Linda, I'm glad you didn't miss me. Although the good thing is you can always come back and watch the replay. That is the nice thing about doing the videos. So, Melinda, yes, the sand dollars really do look, really do look real. So remember I told you, I was going to tell you how you can get these things on sale. So I know this is in advance, but let's face it, y'all, Saturday is June 1st. Well, on June 5th, next week, on June 5th, Stampin' Up! Is going to have a sale where you can get an extra 10% off on the bundles. And so that's a 20% savings. And I called this morning and I asked them, I said, does that include the hybrid embossing folders? And they said yes. So you can actually save 20% because you're already saving 10% on a bundle when it comes in new. They're going to give you an extra 10% for a 20% savings. And that sale will be from June 5th, excuse me, through June 30th. Now the other thing, they're also going to offer that onto the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So you can save 10% off of the machine I just showed you. It's regularly $130 and you would be able to get it for $117. So that is a great savings also. So June 5th through the 30th, that's when you'll want to get it. Now at the moment, the hybrid embossing folder is not available. I know that's bad news, but let me share good news. The good news is it's supposed to be in the week of June 3rd. So it will be here next week. I'm hoping even before the end of this week. But do get it. It's been hot. But it should be available. Never guarantees in life. But hey, if I had to put money on it, will be available for this sale. So let's create. I just love using that machine though. So here again, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2, 3 1/8, 5 3/8, 6.5. So let me put these aside. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back this way. And then on the thinner one, I'll go like this. And you can kind of turn it and do the same thing. Basically, I will go like this. I guess that's just easiest. Do it so that it comes out looking like a picnic table. That's what you have. So your base piece, that's going to be the center, and these are your sides. So I'm going to take my 2 pieces of Country Woods Designer Series paper. And let me see. I think I'm going to use some, I want to use the liquid Tombow glue because I can always scoot that around and make sure it's nice and even on here. Let's see. Oh, which way to go? Decisions. So I am going to put this on the front like this. And do the same with this one. Yeah, this paper is gorgeous. And keep in mind, certain things are unavailable at the moment, but they are all coming back. You know, it's been a hot catalog. It just started May 1st. So a few things will be unorderable, but Stampin' Up! Is awesome. June 3rd, a lot of things are coming in. June 10th, they are on it. So that is the first part of your card here. Now, I told you, let me emboss this. The reason I want to show you how to emboss with the So Swirly embossing folder, let me grab all my things again, is because it's not a 3D embossing folder. Kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't used one of these in so long. How does my sandwich work on here? So basically this is the So Swirly embossing folder. It's huge, which is nice, so you can go even larger than a card. And when you pull it out, it's thin. It's not thick like a 3D embossing folder. So to emboss with that, what I'll do is I'll put my machine back up here. I am going to use my #1 base plate. And for this, you are actually, let me put it here. You are going to use the two clear acrylic plates. So I'll take my folder, and that's because those 2 plates will be a little bit thicker than the 3D folder. And when I put it in here, I kind of move it around to see where I want my swirls. So I can put them right up here. And you have a choice. With the plate, you can either put one plate down, put this in the middle, put your other plate on top, and make that sandwich like that. Or you really just want the thickness of these 2 plates. So you can use your base plate, put this on top, and then just put these 2 plates on top. Make sure everything is even to go through. And then when I emboss it, that's going to give me that beautiful swirl texture. But I had to put my thinking cap on because I was like, wait a minute, it's not a 3D embossing folder. I don't have to use the gray plate. What do I do? So I just wanted to remind you that when you are using a standard thin embossing folder, it's just the base plate with 2 clear acrylic plates. And you're going to get that beautiful look there. So I'm going to take that, and I will actually put this So Swirly. I like to use the liquid glue with this because it is textured, and I want to make sure that it's going to hold really well. I will put that on my basic gray. Let's see. Oh, Renee said she's never seen anyone do a sandwich like that. Well, I admit it's kind of like putting your meat first and 2 pieces of bread on top, but it works, you know. And if it makes you feel better to have it in between the plates, that works too. To me, it's just easier to put the 2 on top and let it roll. So I have here, the way I'm going to put this on here is I am going to kind of keep it closed because I want it centered. I'm glad I showed you something different, Renee. I know you're an avid stamper, so that's always fun when I can show you something you hadn't seen before. So now I'm going to take this and I'll just put it on the top. I do kind of want to push this down. But when I put it on here, of course it's going to be top to bottom, but I can see it to try to get it even on both sides, because that's what it's going to look like when it is closed. Let me put it over just a little bit. Okay. So you have your card like that. So that there is your picnic table. Just need a hamburger, some ketchup and mustard, and you're good to go. So to decorate this, I am going to take, I'm going to use the large one, the small sand dollar, and then of course, one of these little pieces of coral. And now this, for my words on the front, I'm using the Unbounded Love bundle. This also is a great bundle because it has so many wonderful, it has 25 different sayings, but it is also a bundle and will be that 10% off on June 5th. And it comes with these gorgeous dies. So I'm using these 2 dies for the layers, but the majority of those words fit in any of these. So this is really nice to have in your arsenal of stamping. I'm going to take the Early Espresso. And the other thing I wanted to show you, when I stamp on the other side, I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. Since I have espresso out, let me just do that now. Going in a couple different directions. So I have my happy birthday. When it's gripped like this, always look to try to get don't worry about all the curvy pieces, but you definitely want, I can't see there, want to have it straight. So here, I can just put happy birthday, and I'm gonna stamp that in a minute, but what I wanted to show you was when I'm stamping here. Originally, when I was gonna stamp on this piece, let me put it here, look. I actually got this, y'all. I got some colored 8.5 by 11, so you'll be able to see that better, and so will I. Oh, that's awesome. But with this little label, typically the word celebrate fits on here, and I could stamp, but what trips me up is these edges. It's a beveled edge, and I can't see the edges of this label to really get it on there, you know, straight. So what I like to do, even though it looks like it's an overkill, it's really the best way to do it. I am going to put this on my D block, and I pretty much use my D block for everything, because now when I put this on there, I can see where my edges are. It's not catching in that beveled edge, so hopefully I get it in the center. It's not a guarantee, but your chances of doing that are much greater. And there you go. I like to be able to see around my stamp when I'm stamping, as opposed to just putting it on the block that seems to fit. All right, well, since I've got this out, let's just do a little bit more stamping. I am going to take the pool party. Love the little starfish. Put this down there. One up here. And I'm also, this is where I'm going to try to do something different. We'll see how it happens. The two pieces is 7 1/8 by 5 1/4. I think I'm going to, and this could be a total bomb, y'all, so you may or may not need this. But what I was thinking is on the back, if I had them like this, that just kind of makes it a little bit more of a card opening. So should I like put one here, maybe one up here? We're going to find out. I didn't get his toe. Let me do this side so I can get the whole thing. Oh, and I didn't get the head. All right, good enough. Good enough. So when that happens, it's not a catastrophe. What you need to do is pick the lesser of the evils. Do you want them missing a toe, or do you want them missing a head? We're going to go with that. And then I'm going to take my, let me see where I put it, my little blending brush. And actually, I grabbed the wrong blending brush. So let me grab the right one. Thankfully, we do this all in the stamp room, so everything is here. I grabbed the one for the brown and not for the pool party. So I'm going to take the small one, tap it off a little bit, and just kind of come in my corners. I'm not going to really do the whole thing. Just going to soften it up a little bit. And when I do this, I start really light, and then I can push down. But I always hold the head because it's got a little bitty neck. Like that. Here we go. Let me see. And then here, I can put maybe a little bit down here. Maybe a little bit around that, and maybe a little bit on this edge. And the reason I'm kind of doing it on the outside here, so it'll look hopefully kind of like one piece. Hopefully it'll come together. And again, we'll try it. If we don't like it, we don't use it. That's what I love about stamping. It's paper. So yes, it costs, but it doesn't cost too much. So the mistakes are minimal. So what my thought process was on the back, when I have this like this, put that there. This, of course, will go in the middle. Oh, one more thing I did want to do. Let's take, thought I was done stamping, but I'm not. Taking the basic beige, such a pretty color, and it's light. And we'll come in here. Y'all remember itty bitties? Anybody who stamped for a while did. Well, in the Seaside Wishes bundle, it has what kind of looks like a little itty bitty. So it's always kind of nice to put a little bit of Let me show you there. Nice to just have that little bit of speckle to make it look natural. So then I can put a little up here if I want. Definitely some around my starfish, because he is at the beach. And see, I put some up here, so you really can't even tell that's missing now. And one thing I've found, if you don't point out your mistakes, the majority of the people won't catch them. So with this, I will put this in the middle, like Melissa had. Put this here. So again, this is the back of your card. This would be kind of your sentiment. And I think it's a great card if you don't like to write a lot of stuff, because the card does all the work for you. So let's just put this on each side and see what that does. And then you can let me know if it's necessary. Do you like it or not? Just think it makes the card look a little bit bigger on the back. Oops, ran off the track. Wearing my nice navy blue shorts today, so I can't wipe it on my pants. Okay. So that is the back with the strips. And then this is the back without the strips. So what do you think? With or without? Y'all give me a shout out. I just thought it added it a little bit more to make it more like a card. They both fold up the same. But that would be my addition. But you help me decide, with or without. So I'll let y'all do that because there's always a delay. So going forward with the card, what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm going to pop this up with the dimensional. And let me see. I did not have the peach ribbon that she had, but I did have this. So I didn't know, let me see if I like it or not. If it needs it. You know, I think I will try to use this. We'll just do a little bit here. Only because it has this nice crumb cake in it. This is an online exclusive now. It was in the catalog. It's called Pecan Pie. And it's a beautiful ribbon, and it has that stitching, that crumb cake stitching, or pecan pie, I should say, stitching in the middle. But that is, you will find online with the online exclusive. So here I'll just take a little tape. I can put that in the middle. I can pop this up with 2 mini dimensionals. You know what? We could just do 3 because there's so many. Put them on there. So let me see. Oh, looks like it's unanimous. Unanimous. Okay, with the strips. Love, love, love the Country Woods Designer Series paper. You are not kidding, Deborah. I already have another pack coming in because, I mean, it's just amazing. And it just goes so well with this. So if you're going to put this on there, try to put it straight. Let me see. Let me put a little bit extra here. All right, and a little bit extra here. So this way I know it's coming off straight. There we go. Okay. Then, since I peeled those off, I can put this on top here. And then, when I put this on here, I could just trim these however I want. So I did not have the peach ribbon, but I think that would work well. And I'll just add a little bit of the liquid glue. Put that there. Hold that for a second. And then for the sand dollars, a couple things you'll want to do. Joyce Godbold showed me with this, if you take the basic beige, again, just like, I could put it on there, and I know sand dollars are stark white, but I just felt like it helped really define the edge of this. So just take your ink pad and run it through. Plus it's kind of fun. It's like a little wheel. So it adds, I don't know if you can see that, it adds that little bit, but it definitely, it just defines the sand dollar, I think. So thank you, Joyce. I'll do that with this one too. This basic beige is really a cool color, y'all. It's light, it's a neutral, but it just adds that little missing link that we were missing. So I have that one. And if I wanted to, I could sponge a little bit on the edges, but I think, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it this time. I think what I will do, though, is just take the Wink of Stella and come in here in the center. And these are back in stock, y'all, so make sure you get a new one. I was milking mine for the longest time, but now I've got a new one, and it's so nice. I don't know that you always see the sparkle from the screen, but in person, it's beautiful. It comes to life. Okay. So with this, I am going to, I'll put them on with dimensionals. And actually, you can take your bone folder if you want to just round them out a little bit so they're not so flat. Like that. Just again, just another way to get a little bit more texture. And then I will, one is strong enough to hold it, so I think I'm going to put one here to kind of keep that roundness. Like that. Oh, you got to take the paper off. It works so much better when you do. Let's go that. This one, I can put two on. Because again, I just want them to kind of be held there. I can go this way with this one. About like that. And then with this, I'm just going to use my liquid glue because it is strong enough to put on here. Let me see. And I got a lot of mileage out of this card. With my team, we do a mystery stamping event every month. So it's a Zoom event. So we're all there together. I tell them what to cut. They don't know actually what they're making, but it's cool because they select their own bundle and their own card stock, and then we create. So they all created a picnic table card, but the cool thing was they were all different. And then we post them on our team Facebook page, and everybody shares the ideas. So I have a wonderful team. We just love to create together. That's what it's all about. So this, and you know what? Since I have that new Wink of Stella, let me even put a little bit on here. Oh my goodness. Now we're talking. Because after all, seashells should sparkle. So this is the picnic table card. Again, it goes like this, fits in an envelope. You open it up, it's like that. And then when you turn it over, you can sign your name. So that is your card. And as I was just talking about, having such a wonderful team, my Stampin' family, I call them, because that's exactly what they are. I just want to give one last reminder that this Friday, the 31st, is the last day to get the starter kit special from Stampin' Up. So basically, you would select $125 in free product. You only pay $99. The shipping is free. And you get another $82 of in-color products free. And they also add a free paper pumpkin. We don't know which one it is, but hey, free is free. And all you would have to do is go to creatingwithcolleen.com and select Join Now, and you would be a part of my Stampin' family too. So there's no obligation to ever purchase again. And if you have any questions at all, I would be more than happy to answer them. But it is a great way to get a start on the new catalog because you could then purchase your own products for up to 20% off. Actually, more than that, minimum 20% off. So if you have any questions, let me know. Again, I stamp with my team in person and online. But we're all over the United States, and we have a great time together. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. Again, thank you, Melissa. Let me check my comments again. Let me see. Okay, Marianne, hey, from Pensacola, my scrapbooking friend. Yes, you're right. Deborah said she would hoard all her country wood designer series paper. That is so true, Deborah. It's hard to let go, but let me tell you what, I'll even do this. This is the host code. So if you go to mycreatingwithcolleen.com and do some shopping today and through June, if you use this host code, if your order is under $150 and you use this host code, I will mail you the picnic card as one of my thank yous. I always send a thank you card and I always try to make them special because I do appreciate your support so much. But yes, if your order is over $150, you do not want to use that host code. You want to get the host benefits for yourself, but I will still mail you the Celebrate card as a thank you. But if it's under, please use that host code. But if you would, please subscribe to my channel. If you're watching for new, please like, share, ring the bell, all that fun stuff. And thank you again for being with me. So let me see. You know, it's funny, Deborah, she had not heard of a picnic table card fold before, and it was new to me. You know, special folds are what I absolutely love, and it was new to me, and I loved it. Somebody else said they did it backwards, so we'll see how that goes. We might have to explore that. So thanks again. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and please let me know how I can help you. I am always here to help you and inspire you in any way I can. Thank you for your support, and I hope you all take care. I will see you next Wednesday, live at noon on Eastern Time as we create again. Take care now. Bye-bye.